People's perceptions will always serve as a prison to you when you value their opinions enough to bring you validation. Yeah, at some point you have to stop caring the way that it looks in order for you to win and understand that sometimes your path to the promise ain't gonna be pretty. So if you're waiting for pretty to be on this path, you'll never move toward the promise. In the age of social media where everybody's concerned with the way things look, sometimes your path is not going to be postable, but it will be purposeful. I want you to understand that sometimes your path may not always look the most promising, but it's tied to a promise. Everybody sings the songs and says the cute quotes about getting it out the mud until they have to go through a valley where it gets a little bit dirty. But I want you to understand that a lot of what we say in these songs is quite cute to say, not pretty to live, but the thing that is going to produce fruit is not the same, but it's the living. Sometimes as you walk by faith, you may have to walk through a season where you look a little silly. Just because you look silly does not all of a sudden mean everything that you're doing is silly. Like the Israelites had to walk around the wall 7 times and then shout at it. That sounds silly and it looked silly until that wall fell. All of a sudden they realized that that was not a silly act. See, it sounded silly when Jesus told Simon Peter to let down the nets one more time, because understanding says that sounds silly and seems silly, but faith in God provides the perception to understand this is still moving me closer to a victory. So I'm just for those of you that have to go down the mud route or the rough route, I want you to understand that you're not just built for that. You've been chosen for that. You've been entrusted with that, which means you will triumph over that. I just want to